I ask the Government to embrace it.
My Lords, it's a pleasure to take part in this debate and particularly to listen to the powerful and incisive speech of the Noble Lord, Lord Rosser. I'm going to seek to add to the content of the debate rather than repeat what's already been said, but I couldn't resist rising to entirely support the regret motion of the Noble Lord Hodgson of Ashley Abbott's. It's not often that Your Lordship's House sees the two of us aligned, and I think that's a reflection of the fact that all around this House, every speech has expressed great regret, not just in technical but in real terms, about the direction that the government is taking about these public rights of way. I want to just very briefly set this in historical context. Since the election of Margaret Thatcher, 10% of what was public land in the UK has been sold into private hands. If we look back centuries back before that, it is one long tale of enclosure, of people being the public being excluded from more and more and more land. The real tragedy of the Commons is that they were stolen from the people. Now, we're not talking about ownership today, we're talking about rights of way. The right to walk on our own land. Maybe that path up the hill towards the church was once how people visited a family grave. Maybe the path between one village and the next was how courting couples got together, and that was how, historically, families were created. What we have is a situation where we might make different use of those rights of way today, but those rights of way should still exist. In a country in which it's sometimes referred to as a property-owning democracy, and yet 40,000 land millionaires, 0.06% of the population, own nearly half of our land. So we are in a situation where people have rights and we are threatening to see those rights being cut off. And I just want to pick up one point that the excellent Rambler briefing highlighted, is that as the government is currently presenting this to us, it was never intended, it was thought it was never intended, that paths in current use would not be cut off. Yet our current arrangements are that this could be happening. And I want to specifically make the point that these days, of course, with social media, with mobile phones, I'm probably not the only one with a walking app on my phone that often records the route that I took in various places. There may well be a great deal of data around indicating that footpaths are in use, but I'd invite Your Lordship's House to consider for a second, as many others have referred to, how difficult it would be to collect all that data, collate all of that for volunteers, for small local organisations to actually provide the proof that's needed. That's not something that's going to happen quickly. So please, the rights, we have lost so many rights. Let's not lose any more.
My Lords, I just wish to rise briefly to support these motions today. And